Rise here with the early wakers, the break of sun pacers, the fry-up creators and the desperate for caffeine hot coffee makers. Rise with the homeless. Leave home for your purpose, for what will put promise in wallets and purses. Walk with the hermits, and then walk on. Outweave the job seekers and climb the skyscrapers. Race the work suck-ups to the top and then beat them. If they could, they'd leave you hanging like the window cleaners, so distance your meters from them. But watch the street sweepers that blend with the sun in fluorescent jackets and let them lend them one moment of time. Stop and notice the line of standing guards at Buckingham Palace for hours who cannot emote. Some pay to be ravished, some pay off the savages hoping they'll be left alone. Some are paid but will always stay broke. The same scissors cut both the umbilical cord of the marble floor stroller and the mud walker, who inherit the dirt from their ancestors' work but it never comes off in bathwater. And when the day's done with the corporate jobs, pall malls in the mouths that inhale them, leave the office and hear the door slam on the novice floor-to-floor, door-to-door salesman. Flag a taxi. To the insomniac in the driver's seat, imply your needs and watch him backtrack streets until you arrive and then leave him. And sit. And in the mirror you may see that you're faceless. Convince yourself that you're not like them as you sit in the dark with your papers. But should you drink too much or stay awake till late, face it. When that first glimpse of sunlight slips through your window, you'll still rise with the early wakers and relive it all over again. First came the rain before the rainmakers, before they found out that the rain was created. And drops were not wasted, we learnt from the rain that did fall as they do on a world from the sky. But it seems nowadays they fall from God's eye and are used to build chains. Who would have thought that one man could flood earth with the rain? Not I. It was just a drizzle at first, so they thought nothing of it. Just a dribbling burst like the spittle of alcoholics. And they'd learned not to trust anyone in this world, so in turn they thought words of the gossips were not honest. Since 2010, they'd been crippled in his grip. Only recently they saw the gun hidden in his lips. He'd been opening the crypts frequently since they noticed holes riddled in their ships. Mysteriously, laugh boats started to vanish. And there were no rubber dinghies left to buy at the shops, and all floating devices ceased and were banished, bringing us to a standstill when the anchor dropped. And that night he flooded the world. Now, there's nothing better than being in your jumper, being under covers, looking out your window to see the rain and the thunder. So as they all cozied up to watch the show, slow creeping water rose from the coast and broke into the holes that the homeless made home. And they were its first victims. Now it's piling hard, it's hit every street. At windows rising fast, sleepers wake up to see that their house is a fish tank. Nefariously, loan sharks tap at windows from aquarium streets. Houses to shipwrecks, drowned in the abyss, 10 climbers stare down from their mountain at wit's end. And what's worse, the water is bursting fire hydrants. The brave will build dams to try and stop the tide flying in, and as the water reaches council house lofts, for once all the underclasses will be rising. And hope is hopeless. They call it broken Britain but never say who broke it. Now too high for even planes to avoid slaughter, it rests. The world is engulfed under water. Nothing. And alone, floating atop, is one ship. One man, the number 10 etched on his flag. Without a red button he'd left them dead slumped, and with his tongue he had left a curse on the earth, and now he sails at the sun. Years pass, and in time men will discover lost islands, find in buried treasure false gold and fivers. They'll tell the world of the tribe-like life that existed on once dry land, now oceans. And no one will know how the earth was flooded. But if history repeats itself, they'll learn. For now, if it rains, just try and walk fast. Put your umbrella up. You're late for work. Thank you. Often, out by the coastal shelf, where the sun gives way and the moon in turn will copy it, mirroring those moves itself, I will become at one with the earth. And I'm still only young, but the people I've met, some cruel, some kind, all equally blessed with a beauty unique to them, my eyes, providing each other with a chapter in life. I thought to myself when I was writing this, poems are like life, the meanings behind them should never be known. If you try and decipher it, you'll find the answer was always too clear for your eyes, because by the time you've worked out the meaning of life, you've wasted away all that meaningful time. Because you'll see what you find is the meaning of life was to live every day that you were eager to let pass by. When I die, I'll be sleeping in peace. Your tears will feed the rivers and the rivers the sea, and my soul within those tears will be free, for I shall be the ocean. So see, the flame within the darkness, the sky within the gutter. Every kiss your first kiss, every meal your last supper, every stranger your sister, every stranger your brother. And one day I'll be old, but I aim to maintain the grin of a young boy that will always remain, and in time the world will still spin in our wake, and we'll all be forgotten when our remembrance fades. Sown into the width of an infinite space, and our names will never be uttered again. But I'll never be gone, for the rivers will flow. The sun will keep chasing the moon in its wake, and what's more, the beautiful flowers will grow. And by the light you will see them grow in my place. Thank you.